Hello students, welcome back. In this video, I am going to explain chapter 5, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkiwala from your textbook in English class 11th, Hornbill. This is a very important chapter in which the writer explains regarding the damage that man has made to the planet Earth. This beautiful planet, Earth, is our home, but ignoring its declining health, we have been destroying it mercilessly. Our Mother Earth is in extreme pain. It's extremely sick. It needs an immediate treatment. Its condition is deteriorating day by day. If we, the human beings, do not mend our ways, then very soon we will destroy our Mother Earth completely. Seriously, we are supposed to think of this matter. We must realize that we are the caretakers of our earth and we have to preserve this earth for our future generations very carefully. And we are supposed to think of the economic development that is conducted without depletion of the natural resources. That is also called sustainable development. And this chapter is actually an article written by Nani Palkiwala. Nani Palkiwala was an Indian jurist and liberal economist. This article was published in the Indian Express on 24 October 1994. The issues that Nani Palkiwala raised regarding the declining or deteriorating health of the earth continue to have relevance or importance. Nani Palkiwala says it's not possible to remember any movement in the world history which has gripped the imagination, gripped means held firmly, imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the green movement which started years ago. In 1972, the world's nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. Now, we don't take a mechanistic view of the world. We have a holistic and ecological view of it. Holistic and ecological view means treating as whole and affecting all the components as parts of nature. It is a shift in human understanding as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the earth and the other planets revolve around the sun. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness or awareness that the earth itself is a living organism, an enormous or huge being of which we are the parts. It has its own metabolic needs. Metabolic needs are what your body needs just to stay alive, or the chemical changes that occur within a living organism in order to maintain life. So it has its own metabolic needs and vital processes, activities which need to be respected and preserved. The Earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining or deteriorating health. Now we have started realizing that our ethical obligations, an ethical duty or obligation is a moral requirement to follow a certain course of action, that is to do or refrain from doing certain things. Now we have started realizing our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Stewards of the planet means manager of the planet, and meaning of trustee is an individual person. Please listen to this carefully. An individual person or member of a board given control or power of administration of property in trust with a legal obligation to administer it solely for the purposes specified. So it is our moral duty to take care of our Mother Earth and to preserve it for the future generations. Now, sustainable development. Sustainable development means economic development that is conducted without depletion of natural resources. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission of Environment and Development. In its report, it defined the idea as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That is, without stripping or robbing the natural world of resources future generations would need. Listen to this very carefully. This about a zoo at Lusaka, Zambia. So in the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where a notice reads like this: the world's most dangerous animal. Inside the cage, there is no animal but just a mirror where you see what? Yourself. This means that the person who looks at his reflection in the mirror, he is the world's most dangerous animal. In other words, man is the world's most dangerous animal. And now we realize the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one placed on partnership. This means we are not meant to dominate on the planet Earth, but we are supposed to live in partnership, taking complete care of our Mother Earth. Scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. There are millions of species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness. Languish means going weak or dying. Ignominious darkness means disgraced or dishonored, as nobody has knowledge about them or is enlightened about such things or about them. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia, that means among other things, with the question of ecology and environment. It was the Brandt Commission, which had a prominent Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. The first Brandt report raised the question. This is very important. Listen to this. Are we to leave our successors a scorched planet? Scorched means dried because of heat. Are we to leave our successors a planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and ailing environment? Impoverished means made poor or damaged. And this question is really a very serious question, a very serious one. It is our moral duty to think about it seriously. What we are going to hand over to our future generation is really a very big question, a very serious question. And will it be a scorched planet of advancing desert, damaged landscapes, and ailing environment? Are we going to hand over these things to our future generations? Mr. Lester Brown pointed out that Earth's principal biological systems are four: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands, and therefore form the foundation of the global economic system. These four systems provide almost all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. In many parts of the world, the human demand on these systems is far more that can be sustained. It's really a very serious issue. And as a result, fisheries and forests are fast disappearing. Grasslands are changing into barren wasteland. The croplands are deteriorating or getting worse day by day. The world today is protein conscious and protein hungry, and as a result, overfishing is becoming common every day, especially in poor countries. Local forests are being decimated in order to procure firewood for cooking. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot, listen to this very carefully, what goes under the pot now causes more what goes inside it. This means firewood is costlier than the food that is being cooked. Dr. Myers says the tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution. Several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. It has been truly said that forests precede mankind and deserts follow. This means before the arrival of the men on the planet Earth, the Earth was so beautiful and full of green forests. But now the man has damaged the planet a lot. That soon it is turning into deserts. Several species of wildlife have almost become extinct. Millions of acres of forests are being destroyed every year. Dung is an important natural fertilizer, but it is burnt by the poor for cooking, and as a result, this burning of dung deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. It is a thing of past, and now the situation has become worse. The growth of world population is the greatest factor that has endangered the future of human beings. It took mankind more than a million years to reach the first billion. That was the world population around the year 1800. But by the year 1900, second billion was added, and the 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. The present world population is estimated at 7.8 billion. It is said that fertility falls as incomes rise, education spreads, and health improves. Thus, development is the best contraceptive. But the development is not possible if the present increase in numbers continues. More children does not mean more workers. It will lead only to more people without work. For the first time in human history, we see a transcending concern. Transcending concern means a concern that has existed for a very long time and has been passed down from one generation to another generation. So we see a transcending concern, the survival not just of the people but of the planet. we have begun to take a holistic and complete view of the very basis of our existence. The environmental problem does not necessarily signal our demise or our death, it is our passport for the future. The emerging new world vision has ushered or introduced in the era of responsibility. It's a holistic view, an ecological view, seeing the world as an integrated whole rather than disassociated collections of parts. Margaret Thatcher says, no generation has a freehold on this earth. All we have a life tenancy with a full repairing lease. A full repairing lease is a lease in which the tenant takes on all of the costs for repairs and insurance for the property being leased from the landlord. And now the most important words of the chapter. The words of Mr. Lester Brown. We have not inherited this earth from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. And meaning of these words, we have not received this earth from our forefathers by will, but we have borrowed it from our children. And it is our moral duty to take very good care of this earth. We are supposed to work as good stewards of this planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations, so that we should be able to hand over this planet, this earth, to our future generations, beautiful and healthy. And this is the end of this chapter. I hope, students, that you have enjoyed and understood. And in order to fully understand this chapter, kindly watch this video at least twice. Kindly like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching the video.